All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a couple of real people out there just like you and just like me. So, Vince Neil takes a spill in New Jersey. Okay. Going to talk about that because, again, another super slow news day in the world of geezer rock as we document the demise of classic rock, melodic rock, and all those things that came before, before the 90s for the most part. Um, I wanted to highlight this again because yesterday I had this meltdown just thinking about how dumb the radio industry is, how like adult contemporary radio stations around the United States would maybe give this a spin and freak out their listeners, but we are just so into what we're into now, which I'm not even sure if half this stuff is music. I watched a Rick Beato video where he was questioning the legitimacy of some of the stuff that's out there right now, and I have to agree with Rick that not sure it's even music, right? It's like El Camino. Is it a car? Is it a truck? We don't know. But we knew it was something, right? At least we knew what an El Camino was. What today's music is, a lot of it just not sure. Anyway, if you like Journey and you wish that Journey had recorded an album like this, well, you just go listen to Voyage and you'll hear a Journey album pretty much. And some will say, well, it's just ripping off what Journey did and it's derivative and nobody cares, Dave. So, you can just move on. So I'll just move on. Okay. If you want to check it out, check it out. If you don't, I'm in one of those moods where, I had a patron send me a message. He was looking something up about me. And again, he ran into, and this is the algorithm, folks. This is the way the algorithm works against this channel. Anyone who has something negative to say about me, their video goes right to the top. And that's what's happening out there. I really don't care. I'll be honest with you, but it's sad when people who support my channel are again telling me that people are saying stuff about me. They don't like my politics. They don't like my takes on things. So what do I tell people? Why not watch something else then? Why worry about me? This is a bizarre thing that has happened during the YouTube social media revolution and all this crap, where an idiot like me can do videos and then a bunch of people decide that they like watching me. And so they subscribe to the channel. And then a bunch of other people come along and they make a cottage industry out of tearing somebody else down. Um, there's not much I can do to help people. There's not much I can do. If this is what they want to do, fine. If you don't like my take, okay, do your video about it. But again, if you're searching for me and you're getting something else, it's just frustrating, right? It's because I kind of need the views because I don't get the views like other channels get the views, and I have subscribers without views. Have you noticed that? It's kind of fishy, right? And I know this is happening to other YouTubers as well, especially YouTubers with a certain political bent to their commentary. Anyway, let's talk about Vince Neil because that's a lighter topic here. So, um, here's the report. Vince Neil falls on stage during Motley Crue's concert in Atlantic City. The incident occurred during the third song of Motley Crue's set on Friday night at the wonderful Hard Rock Hotel and Casino as Neil's bandmates launched into the opening chords of the Crue classic Wild Side. And they're going to give you a little education here in case you didn't know about Wild Side. It originally appeared on the 1987 album Girls, Girls, Girls. Vince began hopping over to the right side of the stage before apparently losing his footing and falling to the floor. Apparently, there are now 4 separate fan-filmed videos of Neil's tumble. And if you want to see them, you can go to this wonderful platform known as YouTube, where the algorithm will take you somewhere, probably someplace you're not actually wanting to go. But anyway, back in October of 2021, Vince Neil reportedly broke his ribs after walking to the front of the stage while performing with his solo band at the Monsters on the Mountain Festival in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So he broke ribs walking to the front of the stage. He just took this tumble. There's a lot of money on the table here, folks. And so I guarantee nobody is going to start worrying about if Vince Neil has what it takes to get through this. What they really should be concerned about, go listen to what Vince Neil sounds like right now. Just go listen. I have made the comments before about the helium balloons, and he's taking a hit of helium before he goes on stage. This isn't the same guy who was singing Wild Side back in 1987. I get the whole aging mortality thing. This is why the only solution to this problem is bands like this are going to have to retire or find a singer who can emulate what the band is supposed to sound like, right? Unless you appreciate this evolution, should I use that word, of vocals, where you want a guy who sounds like he's sucking on helium, or do you want some guy who has range and depth in his vocals and isn't just kind of grabbing the microphone and sort of singing sideways into it to sort of offset, what he truly sounds like these days? By the way, the new Motley Crue single is out there, and Bob Rock did a fine job on this song. It's not my cup of tea, but, is it legitimate? Kind of. It's kind of legit if you like Motley Crue. Kind of sounds like the dark side of Motley Crue. Anyway, folks, so Vince Neil obviously taking a tumble, and a bunch of fans caught it on video. TMZ later reported that there was a small gap between the speaker and the stage that Neil didn't notice. His roadie and a security guy helped him get to his feet, and Vince limped away. So, there could be another incident, another accident, another injury, which will postpone the Motley Crue show. But you know what? Again, if you look at the audience at this show, it's packed. People are just dying to see Motley Crue, which is a little baffling to me. But, these are bands that are, they're on their last leg. They're on their way out. It may take a little bit longer for some of these bands to realize that it's too embarrassing to keep doing this, even if you're getting this huge payday. And there are fans that don't care. They'll go and listen to it and think that this is, again, they're back during the girls era. This is the same as back in 87. I don't notice any difference. One positive note is John 5 sounds really good up there. I think he is playing his own stuff up there, and he's a really good guitarist, and, kudos to him. I think he's better than pretty much everybody else in that band, but you may disagree with me. There are people that disagree and hate everything I have to say. So I'm in one of those moods today where it just, humanity does their thing, right? We can't just leave each other alone on this platform. You do your side of things. I'll do my side of things. I'm critiquing Motley Crue. I'm sure there are much more harsh takes about this than what I'm doing. And for the patrons that are over here supporting this channel, I apologize in advance for, it's like your home team, people who like this channel, and then they look around the internet and they say, wow, there are a whole bunch of people that apparently hate this guy, and I watch him every day and I don't hate him. So I do that with other channels. I do that with other media that I'm into. And I realize, wow, look at all these haters. It's just bizarre. So some people think it's like AI, but then when somebody's actually doing a video, it's hard to attribute that to artificial intelligence. The only thing that is a little nefarious is that the algorithm will go to that page before it goes to my site here. So what can you do? What can you do? You promote stuff that you like. Here's Voyage, Inception. I think this was the best melodic rock album of 2023, and it could be the best melodic rock album of the 2020s so far. That's how good this is. You know, try to convince radio maybe to give it a spin. Why do I care so much? Because you could tell they're just avoiding it. Like, oh yeah, I heard that. That's really good, but you know, it's good for people who are say over 60 who want to relive the 1980s or something, who just think that that's the best music ever. Meanwhile, there are bands like Heart and Chicago, two bands I like a lot, but they're constantly distancing themselves from the 1980s and all of that music they made, which did pretty well for them and made them lots of money. But I don't know. Now that the money's been made, it's time to bash so they can go along with all the critics and all the writers who go to these shows and they don't know the music they're reviewing, but doggone it, they're going to say some really crappy things because the 80s are just really cheesy, right? They're cheesy and stupid and redundant. And misogynistic and all these things that they bring to the table, and you're just like, can I listen to this music? Can I just like this music? Can you just leave me alone while I like this music? But you know, everybody's got different tastes. Music is fairly subjective, and I've got my opinions, and some people agree and some people apparently disagree so much that they got to make a video about me, which whatever. It's I'd like to think that maybe it's because this channel is kind of a big deal, but that's not it. Because I'm not a big deal and this channel is not a big deal. Somebody has an obsession with something, and why that is, I don't know. Hence, this is why I go by Harmless Dave, in case you missed that. Harmless means what I do here is harmless. And by the way, if you don't like the politics, you can go to 95% of the media that is made today is in your corner. All of the major networks, all of just anything that's mainstream is going to be with your point of view. Whereas there are a few independent people, whether it's YouTube or Rumble or, you know, they write blogs, they go on Substack. There's just a small percentage of people who are pushing back against whatever the devil has in store for humanity. And you know, it's cool. I'll be in the minority, and I'll just continue on. That's all I can do. There's not much else I can do. I can quit, which I know some people would love that. It's kind of like Eric Clapton when they said it's too bad Eric just doesn't have this dignified retirement. He would just be, you know, doing us all a favor. And I would be too, right? If this channel went away, it'd be great. People would celebrate, they'd pop champagne. It'd be a great day that they got rid of another, you know, crazy conspiracy theory, stupid take on music dude that they were watching all the time on YouTube. Because why? I don't know. Why would you watch something that you don't agree with constantly? I don't do that. That's Chinese water torture. Why would I do that? So sorry for the passive aggressive behavior here. I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, and I know there are a few people that wouldn't mind doing that, it's Patreon, YouTube memberships, and this other little thing called Buy Me a Coffee. I'll have links that you can just click on and then go to these different places. And if you want to help out the channel, much appreciated, because the algorithm and apparently certain people who I have no idea who they are because I didn't get names and I don't pay attention to most of it, but there are people out there. I know of one person in particular, which is really ironic, and I'm not going to get into that because it's just not worth it anymore. I mean, I can apologize 10 times for something I didn't do, and it still doesn't register anywhere. So there you have it, folks. God bless everyone. Pray for peace in the Middle East and on our college campuses. Maybe that's too extreme for people, you know, praying for peace. Or following Jesus, that's something I probably shouldn't do either. I mean, I don't know. It's too bad. I'm still going to follow Jesus, so you're not going to stop that. And you want to criticize that, then you've got what, 5 billion people on this planet or something, and there are billions of Christians. So, take it up with all of those people too, not just me.